Today I want to talk about arsehole teachers. But before that, disclaimer. The gameplay in this video is not mine, it is Joey's. His channel link will be in the description, although all that's over there is Overwatch content. And no commentary, Joey, get original! Okay, so this video is gonna start out with a story. So basically one day I was extremely interested in butterfly knives, and all of my watch history on YouTube was everything from butterfly knives to stilettos and Zippo lighters. About 2 weeks after I began my obsession with butterfly knives, my friend John from Jandrew Skills, link in the description, told me that he just got a butterfly knife from Queensland, but it was actually just a bottle opener butterfly knife that was made for training. So I begged him for about 2 days to bring it to school. 2 days after that, he finally said that he would bring it to school and I could play with it in the morning and possibly recess and lunch, depending on whether he was playing soccer or not. The next day, he brought the butterfly knife bottle opener to school. I spent the morning playing with it, and I was completely amazed that the first time I picked it up, I was able to flip it and open it perfectly. To be fair, I wasn't even attempting to do anything fancy, it was just the basic opening I knew how to do from seeing it so many times on YouTube, but it still counted in the mind of an obsessed 12-year-old. And I was completely on the edge of crying because John was putting the butterfly knife away. It's completely heartbreaking for someone who's obsessed to see something you love literally locked away from you. So I went to class and I waited patiently for recess. When I say patiently, I mean patiently, with quotation marks, because actually, I spent the whole time sitting in my chair, like, twitching like shit. Gotta get that butterfly knife, bitch. Gotta fucking flip it for days! Yeah, that was literally me all morning. After both recess and lunch went by, which were filled with John doing the Zen rollover with the aerial attached to it and being a fucking show-off to me, it finally got to the end of the day. As soon as I got home, something strange happened. I went on my computer and the first video I clicked on wasn't a butterfly knife video. It was one of the 32 plus Jacksepticeye videos that I had missed out on in the past 2.5 weeks. And I didn't even notice the change from butterfly knives to Jacksepticeye because the next day I completely forgot about the butterfly knife. I didn't even ask John to bring it back again, and I never really talked about it in class again. The occasional time that I would ever talk about butterfly knives was when I was explaining my cool experience watching John do the Zen rollover with an aerial attached to it. It was almost like I had part-time amnesia, like I was Dory from Nemo, and forgot things too easily and remembered them only when they were needed and then they were gone again. The next year, surprisingly enough, my teacher continuously said that I only remember things when it's convenient to the plot of my life. He didn't say it exactly like that, but I just wanted to make it sound cooler for the video, so let's say that he said it like that. Recently, in term 4 of year 6, after switching classes, I developed a re-interest in knives. If you check my history right now, it's not currently filled with butterfly knives, but it was about 2 weeks ago, again. Basically, what happened is I was obsessed with butterfly knives for 2 weeks, then I begged John to bring it in for 2 days, and then he brought it. And that's where the arsehole teacher story begins. Basically, in the morning, John brought it, and I played with it in the morning, and actually did some pretty cool stuff. I actually have a video of John doing the Zen rollover with an aerial, I'll show that now.
I'll cut this part out. I'll just leave in the good bit and I'll put it on YouTube. Damn, there we go.
As well as some footage of me doing the basic opening.
My friend dropped his own conquer and it snapped.
Really?
Yeah.
More recently, I learned how to do a different trick, but I didn't know how to do it at that time. Side note, it's very difficult to flip a butterfly knife when your view is obstructed by your iPhone, but still, I did it a few times properly. After the bell went in the morning, I again patiently waited in the morning and recess up until lunchtime because John had plans at recess, So I patiently waited until lunchtime. Just kidding, I sat there twitching, saying, "Gotta get that butterfly knife in my hand, bitches!" At lunchtime, I walked over to John at his locker, and he said that he was going to play soccer instead of letting me flip the knife. I decided that I would pull out the $5 that I happened to have in my pocket at the time and give that to John so that he would trust me to borrow it over lunchtime and give it back afterwards. John very quickly agreed to that deal, considering how much he probably wanted that $5. And I feel like he trusted me anyway. It was just for 2 seconds he was thinking he's probably going to drop it and break my knife. So after that deal went down, it was completely locked in. I was going to have the butterfly knife over lunch. John pulls it out, and then a teacher walks over. John hides it perfectly. And my friend Zach, who was also there, he perfectly hides the knife. Nobody can see it from any angle whatsoever. The teacher has no idea what's going on, just thinks that we're playing some game. This teacher always pretends that she's super nice, but she'll tell on you. So if you're caught with a bottle opener butterfly knife, she won't be too happy. John assumes that she won't tell anybody, as she wants him to, and he pulls the knife straight out of his pocket and flips it right in front of her face. She then immediately asks what it is and wants to see it. John, obviously trusting this teacher to not take it away, showed her that it was a bottle opener butterfly knife. And that's where it all went wrong. The teacher took it, saying you shouldn't have a bottle opener at school, and I did fuck up a little bit here by telling her that I gave John $5. Rookie mistake by me. And you'd think that after 4 years of continuously getting in trouble, I would know how to avoid this shit by now. Let's just say I clearly don't. Later on, me, John, and Zach go to retrieve the butterfly knife before the teacher that took it tells the head teacher of Year 6. Unfortunately, we were far too late. The teacher had already told the lead teacher of Year 6, and we were basically fucked in the eyebrows. We walked out of the teacher's office, and right there was the head teacher of Year 6. She instantly called us over and pulled the barfly out of her pocket. She instantaneously banged it up against a locker, and that pisses me off already. When she does it, she yells really loud, and I'm like, "Bitch, you break my knife, I swear to God, I will fucking slice off the bottle opener, sharpen that shit, and stab you in the anus." Obviously, I didn't actually say this, I just thought it, but, you know, I meant it. I also said this calling the knife mine because John had agreed that if he does get it back at the end of the day, then I'd be able to keep it overnight and give it back to him in the morning. Obviously, I was very happy with this deal, but the teachers weren't as amazed as I was. The teachers screamed as if they were yelling into their phone, trying to talk to their friend across the other side of the planet, when their phone wasn't even turned on. They repeated that process until they needed to get their classes in to learn. The head teacher, who was my teacher, quickly got a different teacher to look after our class and took John outside. They had quite the lengthy conversation, but while they were doing that, I got John's brother, Andrew, link in the description to their YouTube channel, to give me clear proof that what John was saying wasn't bullshit. The teachers didn't really care about this proof, considering they called me outside afterwards and yelled at me for giving John $5 to flip it. Obviously, you'd think that John would get in a lot of trouble, and I would barely get into any, but instead, I was held back after class and fucking suspended. I am recording this video on a Friday. I am currently suspended. And John is currently at school on athletics day having fun playing sport. I got suspended for paying him $5 to flip his bottle opener, and John got nothing. And they didn't even fucking talk to Zach, and he didn't do anything worse than what I did. The teachers also called both my mum and John's mum. They told John's mum that the knife was real, and that's the only reason that John got in trouble at home. They told my mum that I paid John $5 to actually keep the knife forever, even after my mum said that I couldn't get my own. So obviously me and John had a lot of home shit to deal with now that the teachers were clearly liars. But after re-explaining the story to my mum, I pretty much got through to her, and we were all good on that front. John, I assume, sorted out all his shit with his mum as well, and was fine with that. But at school, my punishment continued. The day after all of that happened, I had an in-ground suspension, where I basically sat in a room with a clock ticking behind my head, dying. I literally would have gone insane and murdered everybody in that building if it wasn't for the miracle of garlic crushers. I had garlic crushers in my bag because the night before I realized that you could flip it just like John's butterfly knife. At this point in time that I'm recording this audio, that was yesterday. Today, I would do anything humanly possible to get something that would flip like a butterfly knife, but I can't even get my garlic crusher back because the head teacher at primary school has it concealed behind her laptop, secretly hidden away from me. Today I am staying home not only to avoid another in-ground suspension, but to avoid athletics day. Thank the Lord. So far I've spent this time editing, recording, and now ranting. But that is only story number 1. If you want more on this topic, give this video a thumbs up and I will definitely be sure to create more things that you guys are clearly enjoying. That does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the change of content. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Since you did, I'll be giving you an honorary high five. Goodbye.